All right, special edition Tuesday rundown because I got in from Italy late last night, like 13 hours flying, whatever. I'm back.
This scarf. Wow. That's a statement.
Yeah. Well, when I go to Italy, this is my second Italy trip since we've been doing Barstool. First time I came back tight.
I can't change your whole
wardrobe, and then he gained his weight back and he couldn't wear them.
Yeah. And I'm gaining weight back again. And this I got this in Bellagio in Lake Como. Beautiful.
Is it like silk? What are we working with?
Yeah, of course it's silk, Kevin. And it also what?
Leopard print silk.
No, I don't know. It's just Italy print.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like an animal print. Okay.
No. But what it also does, for the elder statesman,
it's a napkin.
Covers up.
No, I would just wipe my hands on it the whole time.
No. But it kind of covers your gut when you're like sitting or doing anything. Dan, you wear that?
It covers your gut. It's perfect.
No, that doesn't cover your gut.
No, when you're sitting, sure it does.
You just it doesn't right cover it, but what it does is it gives just a little.
You look like a clown.
That looks like you actually look like you're wearing a giant bow tie right now. That's not the best, but I do get.
Let's be honest.
So stupid.
All right, so stupid. Hold on.
I do get what you're saying, but that might have not been the best showing for it. What's he gonna come back with? I hope it's the. God, do you remember the mosque?
Oh yeah, the huge thing. I also don't understand, like, Dave. You're so rich. Just fucking get rich people drugs. Do the
get the skinny drugs. Yeah, do
steroids. Drugs. Get on TRT.
Shit. Get in an ice bath and do some steroids and get skinny again.
Right. He's got all the time in the world to just get skinny. Like that's, or just wear Spanx like I do.
Are you doing like everyday Spanx?
No, it depends. It's usually like days when it's getting warmer when I have to wear just a t-shirt.
Yes, dude. T-shirt weather sucks.
Dude, get Spanx. Look, I'm telling you, it tightens it up.
Literally just said it on actually today's episode that's out on KFC Radio. I was like, I'm making the switch, man. I made fun of my buddy who did it. Like he was on this like years ago, and I was like, come on, bro, that's ridiculous. And now I'm like full speed ahead, Spanx underwear shirt.
It's the best ever. It also, like, I get why chicks talk about like taking off their bra at night. When I spill out of my Spanx at like 8 p.m., it feels incredible.
Imagine like a slow motion video of you of your body.
That's what it is. Like that.
Your body.
And guess what?
At your Spanx.
I don't have to wear a fucking goofy ass scarf.
Leopard scarf, yeah. Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Like honestly, who's stupid now? I'm wearing a bathing suit that just came from the pool. I was just getting the Italian vibes. You don't wear a scarf with a t-shirt and a bathing suit.
Well, wait, no, that's not true, because if you had your jacket on like that, that's going to be covering your gut.
Yeah.
No. And then you just go on, and it's like, here.
You're just, like, no, I know what you're doing. It makes sense. Now it works because you're basically just confusing everyone with enough fabric.
It's really what it is. Look at this. Look at that. You know?
You don't
why I wear Hawaiian shirts.
If you don't, I am wearing. You don't think this looks great? Come on.
No, that looks better. That looks better.
Well, I don't know who would judge it. I'm wearing I just threw on a bathing suit.
But you also aren't gonna fucking wear this on like a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, I will.
He does.
You can't wear a scarf with shorts, a bathing suit. No,
your bathing suit almost matches that.
It clashes, but no, I'm not. I would never wear it with a bathing suit, but a pair of pants and like a nice t-shirt or like pole. Yes, it's Italian. They're all doing it in Italy. Everyone's doing it. Honestly, you guys, honestly, have you guys been to Italy?
I've never been to Italy.
Yeah,
you have, Kevin, where on like a spring break trip?
No. That's where I went for my honeymoon. We went to Positano, Capri, like all over the Amalfi Coast.
Listen. Okay,
it looks like he got you there, Dave.
No, he didn't.
It's the best place on earth.
Dan, he didn't. He didn't, Dan, and I'll tell you why. Because I went to Italy probably in a similar time frame, and I couldn't rub two nickels together. So he's staying. Everything he's did Amalfi Coast. What are you staying on a raft, Kevin? You couldn't afford that.
I mean, we spent all of our money on it.
Yeah, but even all your money could maybe get you one day at a nice hotel there.
Like, go to Italy.
So you're not running into the.
I got more money than you. I do better vacations than you.
No, at that time I couldn't either. But you're not running into the trendy Italian pure silk scarf crowd. That's my only point. Trust me, the scarf works. I don't know how we got off on this. What's everyone so mad about?
You fucking showed up with a scarf.
Yeah, you show up dressing like an asshole, acting like an asshole, and you're surprised when the rundown's a bunch of assholes.
You guys said that the scarf looked good, and then you asked me to stand up, and I'm wearing a bathing suit. You're like, oh, that doesn't match. No shit, it doesn't match.
Why aren't you wearing the scarf anymore?
Because it came off. The whole thing, when I took the jacket off, it got caught up.
It's almost like wearing a scarf in Miami is going to be the dumbest look possible.
No. That's where you're so stupid, and you show that you've never been in Italy, Dan. They wear it year-round, super light. It's fashion.
In Italy.
It's not warm.
Not in Italy.
Yeah, but it's warm. But it's warm in Italy, Dan. What are you, dumb? Fashion first. Everything that happens in Europe comes here.
I'll see you.
That's a fact. Don't debate that.
Of you wearing a scarf in Miami in June every fucking day.
The bigger point is
these aren't warm scarves. I have warm scarves. This is a fashion scarf.
You're gonna look stupid.
Imagine if Feidelberg came in wearing a scarf like that in about 2011.
I'd say that's a good look, but he probably
not. You look like you're wearing suspenders right now, and you're in a polka band.
No, I don't. That's
you do.
No,
yeah, you do.
Those
Get the accordion out.
Those don't look like suspenders. This is brought to you by Barstool Sportsbook. I don't even know if this is new or old. This ad. We're offering $1,000 bonus for new players. The first bet losers get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So download, create an account today. Use code RUNDOWN to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Download, create an account today, and be sure to use code RUNDOWN to unlock your $1,000 bonus. That's the Barstool Sportsbook code RUNDOWN. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, let's get into it. It's a special edition. We got sidetrack. We'll start. And this was I reached out. Keep working, Dave. Said maybe we should do a special rundown, some good subjects. Draymonds Stomp. What's that noise? John Rich, why are you talking?
You sneezing? What was that?
Also, I just want to say, I really enjoyed yesterday watching Dave, you come back to like the internet in America. Because it was clear, like when you were on the plane, you just started firing at everyone. Like, Rico, this.
Well,
that,
I mean that Rico deserved that. People like, you're in a bad mood. Rico's like, what? Wake up and make today a positive day. And I'm just like, shut up. Honestly, like, take a breath. Like, before you start giving lectures on Twitter when you've been the worst human who ever lived. It would be like Hitler surviving and then be like, let's love all your brothers.
Yeah.
Moscow.
Like treat all your brothers equally, like 10 minutes after the Holocaust ended. Like, Rico, we know you're a bad guy and maybe you can change that, but before you give the lectures, like, take a break, take a breath. And yeah, I don't recall what else I got mad at, but anyways, and I will say, I do love Italy. Was fun, love it. I am in America. I need to get like 10 to 12 days. I start getting
a long time.
Yeah, it's like I need to get back in the no sports. Coffee's a disaster. It's like I gotta get
and just the time difference. I get like anxiety, like the world's passing me by. I'm missing everything.
Anyway, so Draymond last night stomps on Sabonis. And we're going back and forth. There's a bunch of things to talk about. There is a small camp, I'd say Shaq is in it, that's saying Sabonis grabbed him.
He did
grab him.
No, that's a fact.
He did grab him.
He did, but
wrapped around his ankle.
But he fell into him and then did grab him. In no way, it wasn't to me an aggressive, dirty grab by him. I felt like he kind of got knocked over, landed near his feet, and kind of got tangled and grabbed him. And then we get the stomp, and then you got Draymond going crazy, just crazy, like taunting the crowd, the FUs back and forth, the entire thing. And the game's nuts. You got that clip, which I have in there, I think, next of Bob Myers, Golden State GM, with the cowbell in his ear. So you get everything going. He's kicked out. I guess. My thoughts on, first of all, the grab does not, he had to be kicked out. I don't care if he grabbed him or whatever. He stomped him and then jumped on him and jumped off. So definitely a warranted kick out. My thing with the NBA, I don't, and everyone loves the Commissioner Silver. I feel like we're reaching some sort of, I don't know what I would call it, breaking point with fan player interactions. And we get like Russell Westbrook showing up in the, in the suite confronting that guy. And we don't know what he said, but Westbrook
said Westbrook.
What, literally?
Yeah. He gets upset when someone says that.
Yes. Yeah. And he's confronting people every night. You got the Kyrie confronts every night. And then you got fans getting kicked out. And then you get Draymond who's antagonizing it. Like, or that could have been like Malice at the Palace too. The way that was going down.
Time that it was going to happen with a person that would do it, it would be him. And you know what else is extra? People have the phones now and they're filming. So they're like emboldened. They want it to happen. Like it is a pressure cooker it's very close to happening again, I feel like.
And it seems like there's no rhyme or like a fan can get booted for not much, and then a player is. I don't know where we're at with all of it. The series is 2-0 Sacramento, which I guess is bearing the lead because I think a lot of people thought, and maybe they still will. I think you have them as a future, Dan, don't you, Golden State?
Yeah, the Warriors are in trouble, but they also are they all season long, they were the worst road team. So, I mean, they obviously have to win a game on the road if they want to win this series. I do think it will go 2-2, and then we'll see if they can win a game on the road. But so Sacramento's so electric. They're so much fun. They're so young.
That's the 3-6 matchup?
They may be who Memphis thinks they are.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Memphis has his own injuries, issues, and shit. And Dave, I mean, now that you're back stateside, like the Lakers do have a path, and you got to get back on LeBron watch.
No, I'm on LeBron. I know it's the other guy who he's like Reeves. He's like, I knew he'd be great from the second he saw it.
Hillbilly Kobe.
Yeah. No, I'm aware of what's going on over there for sure. I'm watching it all. I mean, I think the Celtics gonna win the whole thing. I'm pretty confident in that. These, especially, I don't know the injuries on the other side, but in terms of so you guys had no problem. You obviously thought he had to be. You didn't think the grab.
I thought he had to be kicked out, but Sabonis definitely. I think he should have gotten a technical because you can't just grab someone's leg.
But he was like,
be like, oh, I was just grabbing his leg.
When those things happen, it's like all bets are off. People start to flail and you get very defensive. And I shouldn't say all bets are off because you can't stomp on the guy. But I think a lot of weird shit goes on when you get knocked over and tangled up and you kind of want to just get the guy off you. You're giving an extra shove.
Yes, but that's what I thought Sabonis did. I thought Sabonis got knocked over and like got tangled. He's like grabbing him a little bit, but I didn't get like dirty play vibes from Sabonis at all. I got crazy dirty play from Draymond. He's a dirty player. Well, and by the way, I tweeted this too. The thing that drives me nuts, Draymond, his wife seriously criticized Celtics fans for swearing in the NBA Finals last year.
Yeah, but that's also a wife being ride or die. Like the
Draymond having a history is also.
This is I say black, you guys say white. I say
no,
white.
That's
black.
No,
that's
no. I'm just saying.
This is like the good old days.
No, I'm saying, Dave, that yes, it's ridiculous for Draymond's wife to be like, don't swear, but I don't count that against Draymond because there are certain like significant others, parents, wives that will just go crazy and like what I'm not going to say that the player said that.
Fine. Well, would you suspend if you were David Silver? Would you suspend Draymond for taunting the crowd?
I think what he did in the crowd is worse than what happened on the court. I think what happened on the court.
I think you can argue that
is like
because again, if it goes to the next step, like what's going to stop the next step?
For real, that to me, like that he was antagonizing the crowd to the point that I was like, is this about to happen again? Like literally, it's exactly what Ron Artest was doing. And then it popped off. If somebody threw something or, that to me was way worse. And I think the way the NBA players often kick fans out, we've seen that a bunch where LeBron will handpick people. I think that's bad too, because it really creates like a us versus them thing. That shit is way worse.
It is bad.
And there's the vibe that the NBA lets the players do whatever they want, and the fans have to sit there and just eat it, whether it's the guys not playing, guys demanding trades, guys getting players kicked out. And they have Draymond, who, by the way, isn't one of those guys, by the way, as far as I know. He doesn't get people kicked out, but he's doing this, fuck you. And remember, I think it was the Palace in that. Was that what started where I think it was Phoenix got penalized. Like if you come off the bench, you're out like instantly.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that was
Yeah.
that
No, it was the Van Gundy fight. It was the Knicks
Van Gundy
fight.
Yeah. So Stern was so strict with that, and it screwed up that playoff series where like if you take one step.
The Knicks got fucked by that because he literally it was on the other side of the court, but he crossed the line and was suspended for like I think
the Suns too.
Suns. I remember
when the Suns got fucked.
Is Barbosa?
He hit Steve Nash, and then a couple guys like took a step off the bench and they got suspended, and it was like, what the fuck are we doing here? I just
like no tolerance. But I do like David Stern was like no fucking tolerance. You cannot get off the bench, which it sucks, but stop.
So that seems like we're going down a road where a fan player escalation is around the corner.
Agreed. It's bad right now with fan players. I love Draymond being the heel. He plays it so well. And I know that like there's that slippery slope that you could have a situation when he's rallying up the fans, but that was like great theater. Like it was just great watching it.
But I guess there's a part of me, and I'd much prefer that. But there's a part of me that looks at that, and then you see like again the Westbrook in the player lounge and Kyrie Irving. It's like, well, you can't be kicking fans out and letting that happen.
Westbrook one, I think, is the worst of all this. To go like seek somebody out in territory is fucking crazy.
I know they cut through, right?
Yeah, it was a cut through that they used.
By the way, that guy was not afraid of the smoke at all. Like that guy got up.
Oh yeah,
like a kid was right there. That was wild to me. It's one thing if it's on the court and in the game. Afterwards, it's pretty nuts.
Are you, Dave? Are you ready mentally for a possible Sixers Celtics series? That will be great.
Mentally, how?
Just like you're gonna have to go to war with Roan and Smitty, and
to say that I don't view like. I can't state this strongly enough. I do not view the Philadelphia 76ers as any sort of threat in any shape, form, fashion.
Or like
the team.
You and the fan. Okay.
The team. They cannot match up. They will not beat the Celtics. They have no chance versus the Celtics. I
kind of agree, but yeah.
If the Celtics
I'm not worried about it at all.
The picture somehow, say the Celtics get bounced, do you believe in the Sixers like they can get the job done if they don't have to put through Boston? Yeah, neither do I. That's kind of the bigger like will they get over the top?
No, I mean I think the Celtics, if they don't make it to the finals, I don't know who comes out of the West. I'd be stunned. I've said that all year. I think the Celtics are by far the best team. NHL playoffs start, another Boston team, Bruins up 1-0. And I get to, I don't care how many times I see it. Borelli at Pirelli's, like people in the comments like, what kind of fan? No, it's maybe Marina with the Bruins or Frankie with the Celtics in terms of like the most insane fans. Obviously got the Tank, but they root for their teams. He's out of his mind.
Right. Out of his mind.
I mean, he'll cry, he'll scream. He becomes like a different human for that shit.
The best was we were streaming, we were doing picture in picture, and we had their stream up. After the loss, they were still like it was showing it, and obviously we took off the stream, but the way they were at, like they all came up and shook his hand, shook Frankie Borelli's hands like someone had just died. It's like game one, guys.
The wake. It was
yeah, they were literally shaking it.
If we got Bruins Islanders again, that would have
been what about Rangers Islanders?
Yeah. Rangers Devils first.
Well, Rangers Devils right now, right? And then it could be Rangers Islanders.
I think Frankie made Glennie cry when they first like met over Rangers Islanders.
It was like way past when they first met.
You can't just throw that out there. Did he make him cry?
I was there.
I think he did.
He was okay. Cry, maybe not cry, but Glennie was like teary-eyed, like kind of like lower lip quivering when he started making fun of Lundqvist. And it like I watched it all happen. I was like, what's going on here, guys? And Frankie was just brutalizing Glennie.
That was the best. They were so sensitive about Lundqvist. It was great.
And people who don't know, like when Frankie was my guy and when we first met, I didn't know he couldn't like drive if an Islanders like preseason game was on. He'd have to watch us. If we go nuts in a preseason hockey game, there is nothing fake about what he's just a psychopath fan.
I told him because he wore that jersey last night that I guess was 9-0 in the regular season, but it's literally like Islanders history, that is the worst jersey. That was the lowest.
I didn't know it was 9-0. Yeah.
So I was like, I texted him. I was like, burn the jersey. And he just texted back, burn your face. And like, if he had a blowtorch, he would burn my face.
He would set you on fire. He would like burn.
When he screamed,
said that never happened. Do you want me to call him or FaceTime him? Do you care?
Who said it never happened?
Lenny did.
He didn't cry, but he was like, you know, the look, like when he's just like so beaten down.
I love when he screamed yesterday. They got the goal. You're going to give one up. Like, just out of control.
And Stu's there.
Yeah, Stu is just there mostly for FaceTime. Like I'm pretty sure he rooted for the Rangers last year.
Well, I was joking that Stu, after that whole funeral scene, he probably went home and stood in front of his TVs and was like, "Hurricanes, promises made, promises delivered. I told you."
So Dave says that that Frankie made you cry, and Big Cat remembers a time where he was making fun of Lundqvist so bad that you got like quiver in your lips and a little tears in your eyes.
I cannot recall that. I'm sorry, fellas.
It was at the old office, Glenny. You weren't crying. I'm going to defend you on that. But Frankie was making fun of Lundqvist, and you were like, you could see it had hurt you so deeply, which only can happen in sports.
Lander, I don't think I ever cried though.
Yeah, no, you were close. By the way,
they were like Islanders fans were just beating you down when he when they fell short in the playoffs, when he got hurt, when he retired. Every time they would just crush you guys.
Yeah, I mean, but the only time that they really lost bad when in like that 6 years, 2017, and I was in like maybe the conference finals. I don't recall crying.
By the way, totally different note. We had this exchange with Balls. He texted me when I was in Italy. Hey, boss, didn't want to call and interrupt your Italia trip, but I had a trip planned with my buddies this weekend, this next weekend for a while, and now it's Rangers Devils. Game 1 Tuesday, game 2 Thursday, Knicks at Friday, Sunday at the Garden, assuming game 3 is Saturday. Tank told me he's going to be first 2 home games and doing a bar crawl of the weekend with Mets minor league team, so he's missing the first 3. So is it cool if I go on this trip? Then we'll be back for all the potential elimination games. I wrote back, what answer do you want me to give you, Glenny? He wrote back, God, I have no idea how to answer that. Frankly, I hate going on trips, feeling guilty about work anyway. That's why I'm asking you. And according to my current knowledge take schedule, he won't even be here the first 3 anyway. Laugh out loud. I go, do what you think is right thing to do, Glenny. He goes, hey, I'm simply saying I'd assume the only streamable ones a note to add chiclets would be both Frank and I there. I know him and Clem are going to the thing, so they will not be there for game 3 in New York on Saturday. I just texted to recheck. I just texted Tank to recheck. I said, I didn't tell you to do anything, Glenny. You're a big boy, Glenny. You got to make adult decisions.
What did you think? You're going to text your boss and he's going to be like, yeah, take a vacation and miss the flight?
What?
You would be there. Like who cares about Tank? You'll be the guy, Glenny.
I don't even know like a Ranger fan.
Glenny was just going on and on, like looking for me, be like, go miss. I want you to go have the time of your life and miss the first round of the playoff. Hey, made the right decision in the end, Glenny.
All right, Glenny. I think you might have cried a little bit. I'm just being honest.
You almost cried right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you.
All right, later, boss.
All right. Moving along the list. This was the #1 story going crazy viral, still going crazy viral. And it's the pitcher on the Blue Jays, Reeves. What's his name? Anthony Reeves.
Bass.
What? Bass. Anthony Bass. He's a journeyman reliever, basically. So his wife, 20 weeks pregnant, on the plane, 2 kids, age 2, age 5, popcorn on the ground. He says they were on United. United gave up the kids free popcorn. Popcorn fell. United demanded the pregnant wife get down and clean it up. All hell breaks loose because they're ripping into United. This is Anthony Bass. Jesse James Decker is the sister of the wife. So everyone's going. Now, he posts it. I think I saw you, Kevin, and I almost put in my initial response. I know Clancy's going to be on the pitcher's side because we've had talks
done this before
about kids on planes, and I've heard your take that once you have a kid, they can do whatever they want and terrorize people, and you're okay with it. That is basically what
and I knew you were going to say that because we've done this dance before. But that's not what
you have said that. So when I saw your thing, it's like
I have said
you're like until you have
once you have a kid, you do.
I hate that right there. That's what I hate.
But it's
That's
true.
what I hate.
I mean,
that's what I hate. That's what I hate. That's what I hate. The once you have kids crowd.
Yeah. It's like, what do you think you just don't, like, when you go through a major change in life, you don't think you might view things differently?
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It's like, I said, once you have a
there
job.
is nothing more infuriating than, well, if you had a kid. So if I had a dog and it shit on the plane.
We've literally done this exact argument
So
before.
if
you're talking to a kid and you said to him, once you have a job, you'll understand. Oh, no, I hate that. That's how life works. When you go through major changes,
it's just a fact, Dave. It's not like it's not something that's crazy to say that when you have a child, your view of the world does change. Now, I think this guy's a fucking psycho for even posting it. One,
that's the biggest crazy, like, that's
loser move.
Yeah.
Two, I agree with you, Dave, that a 5-year-old can absolutely clean that up. My son,
by the way, he also took a picture of his kid. Did you see that?
Yeah.
With the popcorn. That kid should be, I didn't do it because I've matured in my 20 years. That kid should be crucified. If you're going to put your kid out in the middle of this controversy with the popcorn, kid's fair game. I don't care if the kid's 2, 3, 80. You put that kid out there, I should be able to crucify that kid. I didn't because I'm a mature adult, but that kid should be ripped to shreds.
You're a man. You're a man
should
child.
Clean it up. That kid should clean it up. A 5-year-old is more than capable of cleaning up some popcorn. I have a take that I don't even know if I want to say because it probably will get me in trouble.
What? He should have a nanny because he's a rich ass motherfucker?
No. He's got a 7-11 ERA. He can't afford a nanny.
He can afford a nanny.
You don't know how expensive nannies are, bro.
No, I'm trying to figure out how to say this.
And I want to go back to the kid. Your perspective will change if you have a job, maybe, but you can't inconvenience. Like, I don't like kids. I don't want to see kids. I don't have kids. And people look, oh, you don't have kids. I don't want to deal with, the reason I don't have kids is I don't want to deal with your fucking kids on the plane, at restaurants. And you don't get a Medal of Honor for having a kid. And if you can't control your kid.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, they're asking. He wants those people to clean up after his kids.
No, listen. You don't really care about popcorn on a plane. You like to argue about, I don't want kids around me. That's what this is about.
Correct.
You don't inherently care. It's not the end of the world that there's popcorn on a plane.
I agree with that.
If a kid ran into your living room and ruined it, I would get it. We're talking about an airplane where, let's be honest, adults leave messes. You leave a water bottle.
I don't care about the popcorn on the ground. If I was on that plane, I would be like those messy kids.
So let me just establish that nobody really gives a fuck about popcorn on the ground of a plane. That inherently is not that bad. So if you have to clean the whole plane anyway, and a cleaning crew comes through just to do that, why turn this into a huge fucking thing by being like, here's a fucking bag, clean it up?
Well, we don't know how much was exaggerated.
Well, I also don't know
by Bassett. And to be honest, I'm going to go back with this one. They don't give free popcorn. So what I'm guessing what happened is they go down the aisle and he took Smart Food and they were making it seem like he gave a movie theater popcorn.
I don't know. We got to get to the bottom of popcorn because.
Well, I just got to the bottom of it.
How do you know that?
Well, because I've flown conservatively 9,000 times. I've never seen
a lot of people on Twitter were saying that United just started to do this. I don't know if that's true or not.
No.
That they do complimentary popcorn or something.
Complimentary popcorn. It's in the tray they bring.
So I do think there's a difference too, though. If a flight attendant comes over and just walks down the aisle and you get popcorn, that's one thing. If they came over and were like, oh, here's some popcorn for your little kids, and then they make a mess, I think that's a different story. Because you're the one, like, if I travel with kids, I don't.
No, well, you two are parents. You two are parents.
My kid would clean it up.
Let me tell you this. What
are we arguing about?
This happened to me like almost exactly. I was in the movie theater. I took the kids to see the Mario movie, and my son spilled like the whole fucking thing of popcorn to the point that, if a couple fell on the floor, I'd be like, whatever. It was a huge mess, and I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do about this? And as we were leaving, the person came through to start sweeping because they sweep planes and movie theaters the whole fucking time. And I said, give me the thing, like we made a big mess over there, and they said, don't worry about it, I got it.
But the movie theater analogy does not hold. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't hold, Kevin. Because we've all been on a plane and they have quick turnarounds. They're trying to keep the plane clean. They walk through the aisles 30 times a plane. being like, trash, give us your trash, give us everything. They're trying to proactively keep the thing playing. If your kid, and by the way, that picture did those kids no justice because they're just sitting there on their fucking iPad without a care of the world, sitting in the trash. It's like, it's not that hard to fucking pick it up the way he talked about it. So I don't care. If I was on a plane and I saw that, I wouldn't be like, oh, those rude kids. But if like,
it's crazy to tweet it. It's crazy to tweet it.
There is a middle ground here that I don't think people realize. It's crazy to tweet it. It's a very easy general idea to understand. You should clean up after your kids. I think telling a pregnant woman to clean the floor of a plane is probably never a good look. I think in the grand scheme of your job as a flight attendant, you should just, how many times do flight attendants just swallow their pride when people are being assholes? Why not do that this one time when you're talking about a 22-week pregnant woman?
I don't give a fuck.
Well, and that's the other thing. I was like, you either have kids or you also, it's whether or not you've had kids or been pregnant that you.
So let me ask you this. If I bring a little dog on the plane and like a therapy dog or where they're allowed and it poops on the ground, that's not my responsibility?
No, you have to clean that up.
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference?
I said the kids should clean it up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but I also think, yes, I understand what you're saying. There's a couple things. You're an adult. Shit is like inherently disgusting over like a little bit of popcorn. Like that's a different story. That's like dangerous for people to be around. It's disgusting. Yeah. Like a little, if you're.
I don't think if this kid pooped, she would have cleaned it.
if you gave your dog a treat,
what's the difference? She'd be like, I'm pregnant. I can't clean that.
If you were 22 weeks pregnant, Dave, and your dog ate a biscuit and some crumbs fell down, I would clean it up for you if I was a flight attendant. I wouldn't make you do it.
Are you guys?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
No.
I'm saying a better example would be like if your dog, like if dog treats made a mess, not shit.
You'd have to be a psycho not to clean up after your dog's own treats. Psycho.
Totally. Yeah. But if you were 22 weeks pregnant and you had like 2 kids crawling on you and I was a flight attendant, I'd be like, I'll just clean it up for you.
But like, if you can't move, what are they, fucking incompetent? Like, what? Like, either bring a nanny.
22 weeks pregnant, crawling underneath the chair of a plane to get every last piece.
Don't get on the fucking plane.
Are you ready for my take? That's going to get me canceled. Like, are you ready for it?
Yeah, you've been ruminating.
And by the way, let's not overlook.
I don't know. It's going to be bad.
Let's not overlook the fact that he posted the picture because that makes him way worse.
That's the worst thing of all. Yeah,
I'm going to couch it with okay.
The second picture.
My wife is pregnant with our third. She's very pregnant. She's like 8 months pregnant.
You guys love bragging about being pregnant.
I'm giving some fucking backstory, you idiot, you scarf fucking loser. 22 weeks pregnant is not that pregnant.
It's not.
I heard that. I saw that a lot. I saw that a lot.
Pregnant women have it hard. It is the hardest thing in the world.
You're also right on the cusp of that.
Right on the cusp.
Where you're puking and shit.
It's not a huge belly.
I saw that.
Like, actually, you can't bend over.
The Prego people are very lucky.
I'm gonna push back for the women everywhere.
The Prego people are very lucky that I don't have my facts straight on any of that because I heard that, but I didn't want to do
this. You know what we need, though? No, here's what we need.
Dave, I'm 22 weeks pregnant. This is 22 weeks pregnant.
That's gross.
That's it. Right there. It's not the big
bump. Scarf.
It's
not
like
the 8 scarves.
Where's your Spanx? Where are your Spanx, Dan?
I know where Spanx is. It's not the huge bump. I still don't think
you don't know. Woman, no, what we need is a picture of her.
She should not have to feel it. I pregnant women.
Buddy, we're forgetting the most important part. The kid's 5 years old.
Yeah. Yes.
You got a 5-year-old.
But I think when you say 22 weeks, people like you, Dave, who don't know like the stages of pregnancy, you think like the most pregnant. Which if you see a woman who's the most like over 7 months, it's like you have to like. Please, people, be nice to this person.
See, I don't make that mistake. Another sign of maturity, and like old school stoolies will know that, a very fundamental misunderstanding of women's anatomy, sizing, culture led to a major snafu of mine.
No, you don't say.
So I will never jump into something like what's 22. It's just I leave it alone. I'm leaving a lot of things alone.
So you've gone soft.
I'm leaving a lot of things alone.
Dave, Italian
not
Dave,
my Barstool. Hashtag not my Barstool. Do you remember?
I hope that stuff strangles you to death.
Do you remember yelling for 2 straight hours? Listen,
that's what.
For 2 straight hours about the fucking nets at baseball games, and you acted like it was the end of the world. And now I bet you have never once thought about the nets at a baseball game ever again. This is what you do. You find stories about kids and you act like it's the end of the fucking world. Look at you. Your wheels are spinning. You never even think about the net.
No. I I know what it was. I'm fine with nets not beyond the dugouts.
You screamed.
Yeah, but you screamed
about a woman being classless, and then 2 days later, a dude mocked an 8-year-old crying kid ringside a UFC fight, and you're like, this rules.
Yeah, you just hate kids, and that's fine, but let's call it like it is.
That was a revenge tweet.
Yeah, but
that guy mocked him first.
I liked both of them. I'm consistent. I liked both of the moves.
Hey, listen, and if I've said on the record, if I had bet on fucking LSU, I would have liked the move. I was on Iowa, so I didn't. That's pretty straightforward. But yeah,
everyone can agree.
That's why also Bosco, not to heat Bosco. Bosco is that pitcher. He is somebody who's like, he can't function because he's the only person who ever had kids, and nobody understands. That's what I hate. Bosco is everything I hate about anybody who's ever had kids. You can never understand, criticize. Hey, I'm late. I couldn't come to the office. I have kids. You don't understand. Well, no one forced.
No. Yeah, that's crazy.
There's a lot of law that forces people to have kids. I don't have kids. I want to deal with you. The reason I don't have kids, I want to see your kids. But I think there should be no kids anywhere where I can go.
There's a lot of people like me, though, who I don't ever bring up my kid. Like, they're never an excuse for anything. I have shit that goes on. Like,
yeah, I think
that's my problem.
You decide to have your own kids. It's your problem. All that shit is true. I think when something like, first of all, I really also don't think we know the whole story. I probably think they were being assholes the whole flight, and that's why that flight.
There is a lot of people saying that. There's a lot of people saying they're out of control. She couldn't settle them down.
Well, that's
hard.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Don't put them on the plane. What do your kids shock you?
That, but like sometimes
Kevin, you're on the record. You want to go down memory lane, Kevin. You're on the record as saying you go to a restaurant, and if you're eating and your kid starts screaming and you're already into the thing, you ain't leaving. It's like, oh, I brought them. So that's you said that. And I've never respected anything about you really ever since. That's a crazy take. If you bring your kids to a nice restaurant and you have, there should be a shot clock at the restaurant.
What did I say?
1 minute.
I said 59. That I wouldn't like. I would just
it's like
there and cry.
It's like I'd try. If I couldn't do it, I'm finishing my meal. I'm sorry for you, but like I'm out. I have kids. Like that's what you said. There honestly should be a shot. I've said parachute crying kids off a plane. Like just shoot on them, get them. Now that's how I feel.
Noted. Jave, you got to remember these kids are going to be stoolies someday.
Yeah, you got to get the old. You know, you went with BFFs. You got to go a
generation respect. Younger. Yeah.
By the way, the Blue Jays are so hateable. I was waiting for the Stroh show to come out of the clouds. How hateable are the Blue Jays? I didn't go to the game. I saw the fights. Fire department. Dan, you were at this. Did you go, Kevin, to the NYP FD? Was it as electric as it seemed?
So much fun. So much fun.
The fights are great. That shit is real.
They hate each other. Like truly hate each other. Good.
So do they stop hating each other after the game, like Army Navy, or do they just really hate? Like if they see each other in the streets, are they liable to start fighting there too?
No, I think there's a lot of friends. Like they like the two of the guys, the two best guys, Zay and O'Donohue on O'Donohue's NYPD. Zay was FDNY. They're like best friends, and he was like calling them out to fight in the game. So like I do think they keep it on the ice a little bit. It was.
But I do think there's some underlying.
No, there is. So
hot first fireman, like fuck you back.
So the scuttlebutt I heard is NYPD. The FDNY team plays an 82 game schedule. They play like 82 hockey games. Yeah. So their crazy. Whole NYPD's whole thing is like these guys aren't working; they're just playing hockey.
Yeah.
Who do they play?
I mean, other teams. I don't know. Yeah,
it's like are there fires to put
that
out?
Sounds like a Bosco special. Like that. I don't wonder you like the fire department so much. That's right up. That's work schedules up his alley.
Well, that was actually like we were talking to one of them. They're like, oh yeah, a bunch of us have like side jobs, electricians, do a bunch of stuff, or
play hockey.
Give out losing picks.
Yeah. Sticking with fights, this car dealership fight. I've always wondered this. It's at a Toyota. I think Clem blogged. I think he nailed it. That always, to me, like I bought a new car recently. I walked in within 10 minutes. I already knew I wanted the car. I didn't tell him I was really calling. It's like I walk in. It's whoever catches me through the door gets the commission. That's got to be like a high pressure. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm surprised they don't just sit at the door and like wait.
Yeah, try to grab you.
Because if
I watched this video and I was like, why don't car dealerships do this? Where like you show up, you get to watch a fight, and whoever wins, you buy the car from them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, not even winners. Just like, I like the way that guy fought. He's got heart. He's he's that kind of guy. I want him on my team.
You can't do it every day, but what if they did like a once a quarter, like rough and rowdy at the dealership, and it's like whoever wins, like, yeah, I like that guy. I'm buying a car from him.
Well, nailed it too.
There's so much. This guy is a better salesman than I am. This guy schmoozes too much. This guy's lazy. So it's like cops and firemen. They've got a lot of underlying hate. They're ready to fucking go.
And I look at, no offense to any car salesman, I look them almost as real estate agents. I don't see the point. Like, if I walk into the dealership, I'm pretty much sold. Yeah. Like, you're not selling me. I think most dealerships, it's like they're within a couple $100 max of what you're negotiating to begin with.
And then they do 5 billion things of paperwork. It's fucking
yes.
I think there was probably a time when it mattered, like when you went to the lot and you were like you cared about the engine and the specs, and you knew it. Like, men were real men and knew what they were talking about. People like us, it's like, I don't know, I need an SUV. Like, this is it, man. Just an unnecessary middleman.
Last story, and I think we'll all agree, the push-up record, this accountant who did like 3,200. I saw Dan. Clearly they're not push-ups.
I mean, I'm it's one of those, like, don't throw, glass houses. I'm no push-up king, but we all know what a real push-up looks like and when it doesn't look. I mean, they weren't
even close.
Like, it wasn't like
weren't even close.
His back was bent. He wasn't going down. His hips were like
weren't even close.
You can't if you're that guy, you can't like claim it or put out a video.
When did it start going viral, and when did people be like, those aren't push-ups? Instantly? Because I saw it a couple times and I didn't look. And then I saw Nate, I think, blog. By the way, the dog, what was he? He ripped into gas. I don't know what that was all. Did you see that?
Dogs, it's a turf war. Dogs looking for his corner.
You really are worthless here, huh? You are just so worthless.
Why am I nervous?
You're just a sellout little Miami bitch now.
Frank Tank? Maybe Frank the Tank could go in there. We'll stuff him in there with you.
Yeah, you just don't have it anymore. You don't have it. You used to have a fastball. You're like 57.
I'm like Jamie Moyer at the end of his career.
You really are. You're pathetic. I mean, Gaz is such a shadow of what he used to be. It's
just Jamie Moyer back.
You're nothing. You're nothing.
All right.
Sad.
I think the dog is upset he doesn't have equity, and Gaz has equity. So he's like, you're just sellout, useless piece of shit. You don't do anything around here. You disgust me. And Gaz was just eating it. You're just staring at him. Like, you're so disgusting. You used to have it. You have nothing now. You just stink. You're useless. You sellout Miami bitch. Like, and people probably think he's joking. He's being dead serious. Oh yeah, he was just staring right at him.
Yeah,
letting him have it.
Yeah,
so,
that's great.
Wait, what was the last?
Wait, by the way, has the push-up guy spoken?
I don't know.
Because I saw the first video I saw was from like a news outlet that was
that's what I saw.
Like he did it, like
that's what I'm saying. I saw it all positive, so I didn't really look. I'm like, all right, whatever. An accountant did push-ups, and then I saw Nate Buck be like, "There." I didn't even watch the video. It's like, why do I watch somebody do 3,000 push-ups? Then I saw the controversy start swirling. Clearly, not a push-up. Not even
now.
Close.
Also, super hard to even do 3,000 of those in an hour. Like, I'm not saying
for sure,
but it's not push-up.
Yeah. How's the sit-up club going?
I quit that like a weekend.
Day 11, yeah. Did you get to
I ate so much pasta.
Yeah.
Like I was having 3 to 4 bolognese every fucking day. Have you guys, Lake Como's beautiful. I'd never been there. Have you? Oh,
it looks incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really is.
That whole, like, that part of Italy, that part of the earth is fucking incredible.
It really is.
You should retire and live there, Dave. But
I couldn't. I've thought about that. I can't. I need horse racing. I need sports. I need large coffees. I like parts of it. I love the food. I'll tell you, we had one of the bigger. So we stayed at this hotel the last day called Gran Tremeso, Hotel Gran Tremeso. It's probably a nice hotel I've ever stayed in. And I've stayed in lots of nice hotels. Like they have 4 pools. One of them's literally in the lake. It's like built in, it's floating. It's on a dock. It's like moving. 2 restaurants. I went into one of the restaurants, nobody in it. They're like at 8:00. They're like, we can't sit you till 9:30. It's like,
that's crazy too.
It's time shit.
Yeah.
I walked back into the front desk. I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm understanding because I have a suite. It's kind of expensive. There's no one in there. Like, do they only take reservations for people in the hotel? Because I'm in the hotel. I don't know why they said no. Nobody's in the restaurant. It was open. They're like, no, sorry, we can't sit you. I was so mad. I was walking through the restaurant with my phone, being like, no table, empty. Like, what are you doing? I was making videos I went crazy.
Wait. Okay, sorry, keep going.
The next morning, as I was checking, I was only there one night. The wedding was on a different part of the lake, and I wanted to see the other part. We had an extra night. So checking out, the hotel manager apologized profusely for like 10 minutes. So she avoided a nuclear strike. Like I was.
You never posted that?
No, I was saving it. I was saving it. It was part of it. Pizza Review was a whole thing. I spent half an hour as mad as I've been. Like literally in the restaurant, walking around, asking, be like, "Where is people? Why can't you sit?" Anybody?
Is it something like table late over there?
No,
so it's like
they said no. They gave no logical explanation.
Oh,
no, they're like, we can sit you at the bar.
They don't like Americans,
man. Anything to have one of those tables just have like 6 5-year-olds at.
Yeah, just kids like
screaming,
throwing spaghetti everywhere, tossing meatballs.
There's nothing people respect less in this world. 2 things. If you say you don't like roller coaster people are like, go on it. It's no big deal. And the decision not to have, I don't want kids. No, I don't.
No, I'm with you, man.
I don't. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, but you'll feel differently when you have kids. I don't care. I don't have fucking kids. I'm not planning on having kids right now. And this wasn't a big one. But when Kevin's kids won't shut up at a restaurant, he should be thrown in jail and they should be put in social services.
Don't go out in public if you don't want shit to happen.
I go to restaurant like with my kids. I just go to a restaurant at like 4:30.
Yeah, you got to just go early.
No one's there.
Good parenting.
Yeah, no one's there, and we do that, and then we get out.
I'm happy to say
the other move is I order the food. I look at the menu before, and as I'm sitting down, I order all the food. So it's like a 25-minute sit down.
And you get I get the bring the bill with the fucking food.
Yeah, everything
all in one shot.
I'm happy to say the richer I've gotten, the less I seem to see kids in my travels. So I'm very happy with that. All right, there it is. Right. That's the rundown. See ya.